Hello recorders and Pokemon fans, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Steven. Welcome to another installment of my life-changing field trip with the spotlight on Miss Veronica Taylor, the original voice of Ash Ketchum on Pokemon. And I've been a fan of Pokemon for the last 25 years since the English dubbed premiered on Kids WB back in 1998, which, golly, 25 years and I have not outgrown this franchise. I have not. I've loved Pokemon since day one, and I'm still glad after 25 years, I'm still a fan. Here's the origin story of how I first met Miss Veronica. Well, unfortunately, very early on when I was doing press at cons, I did not go up to her table or anything, which, looking back, I feel bad for doing that. There was a time where early, say, year one of me doing this, how I only cared about doing the panels and I didn't care about meeting the guests at some of the cons. Well, it depends who it is. Sure, Power Ranger actors got the priority of that. So the first time I saw Miss Veronica at a con was at San Francisco Comic-Con back in 2018, which I only saw her at her panel, which I did not go up to her table to get an autograph, which I wish I did, but I would 6 months later at SAC Anime 2019, where I went over there, got her to sign this picture of me when I was a kid wearing this Pokemon t-shirt, and she was like, is that when you first started your Pokemon journey? Yes, it was. And also I was doing press at that show, and I asked Miss Veronica if I could interview her, and she said yes, which that really made my day. And sure, looking back at that interview, I wish I could have done some things better, especially how there are some things I would not just, do in interviews today that I did before. Say, can you say this in your character voice? Or, just focusing on the one show that she's just known for. That kind of stuff. I've really grown a lot as an interviewer since then. Then after that, about 9 months later at LA Comic-Con, I actually went over to Miss Veronica's table just to say hi, and she remembered me. She said, wow, it's so nice to see you. And I'm like, you remember me? Which I was a bit surprised because sometimes actors don't typically always remember me. Sure, I'll be honest, back then I would be someone hey, you remember me from so-and-so? I was just pleasantly surprised that she remembered me, and I, interviewed her again, and it was really good time, and it's I just love that. I feel that was the moment me and her kind of started becoming friends or good acquaintances. But unfortunately after that would lead into COVID 2020, which, I would not see Miss Veronica for almost a year and a half. Actually was doing press at Anime Pasadena where she was a guest there, which, because I was so busy at that show, and I was only there for Saturday, I did not have time to see her at a panel or even go up to her table, which I did not even know where the autograph session was at that con at all. I would reunite with Miss Veronica at SAC Anime 2022, and she remembered me, and I'm still pleasantly surprised and very humbled by it. I mean, sure, she would look at my social media posts when I retweet something, and, it just always makes me feel good. Fast forward to a recent meeting at Stockton Con 2023, where I would, go up to Miss Veronica's table, and sure, I have my JDF tribute shirt, and me and Miss Veronica, we had a quick hug, and she asked me how I was feeling, and I was like, not good, and I opened up my feelings about, what happened with JDF, and she comforted me, and that was really nice of her. So during the Pokemon panel, I asked her a question about how she feel about Ash's journey officially ending, and here's what she had to say.
Better place. So, unfortunately, this series has ended, but now it's up to you, all of you. So we'll talk about
you
that
specifically.
later. Yeah, but you.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you of course, because you interview people. You're a journalist, and you have a great responsibility too. So,
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Veronica. Very deeply humble what she said about me, saying praising me in front of this crowd of people. I'm very flattered, but I kind of wish it's not that I didn't want her to do it. I'm just very flattered that she would do that for me. And it's she has an understanding of what I'm trying to do for my channel, which, sure, technically, I don't really identify as a journalist or anything like that, because I didn't study journalism in college. I mean, I took classes that are similar to it, but I don't really see myself as a journalist. During the final hour at Stockton Con, I went over to Miss Veronica's table to say goodbye, and we had a hug, and then she started giving me this positive and uplifting message where I literally started to cry. I was getting so emotional over it. Even though people have said nice things about me, I almost I feel happy, but it did not make me feel emotional like her. It's I think the reason is because she had a better understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish. She understands me, because I'll be honest, sometimes I feel like I'm just misunderstood, or people just don't get it, or I feel like a loser sometimes. Even though I've accomplished all this great stuff, is it life fulfilling? Am I really doing something? But it just, I don't know why I feel this way most of the time about me, but her message was so positive that it encourages me to quit working my day job so I could do this full time, which I would if I was still early in my 20s, but I need my day job to pay bills and to have health insurance, which it's funny because how I was at Stockton Con and I did that interview with Austin St. John and I was about to turn 26 the next day and I was like, I gotta get my own health insurance, which... On a final note, I'm grateful for the friendship I have with Miss Veronica. Like Ash Ketchum, like he's an embodiment of someone that chases their dreams. And for me, I'm gonna chase my dreams no matter what. Even if I keep failing and failing, I always just gotta get up and keep going because that's something that JDF would have wanted for me. And for that, Miss Veronica, I'm eternally grateful and humble for everything you've contributed to my channel for the last 4 years. And I'll never let you down. And I can't wait to see you at another con. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, recorders. Please hit that subscribe button, comment down below, give me a like, and remember, I'm on Cameo if you like a special shout out from me. And catch you next time!